Welcome to the series of Python for Absolute Beginners. In this video, we will be looking at if, elif and else with lots of examples. In this video, we will learn how the if, elif and else control statement works. We will see how the syntax of all these three are different from each other. We will also see nested if conditions along with and in operators. In Python, the if, elif and else statement are used to check multiple conditions and execute different code based on those conditions. The conditions can be either true or false. Now this can be very helpful to create conditional logics in your code. If you remember when we were learning algorithm and flowchart, we saw an flowchart where we compared two numbers and decided which one was greater. So for that what we did was first we accepted first number from the user and stored in variable A, then we accepted the second number stored in variable B, and then we did this comparison here. In this comparison, if this statement was true, then it would go to yes part and it would print the first number is greater. If the statement was false, that A was not greater than B, if this statement was false, then it would come to the no part where it would print that the second number is greater and it would end the program. We modified this program to check one more condition. What if the user enters both the numbers equal? So in that case, what we did was we accepted the first number, accepted the second number, and in the beginning we checked if both the numbers entered by the user were same. If A is equal to B, it will directly come here and show both are equal and end the program. Now if this condition was false, if A was not equal to B, then it would go down and check the second condition. That is, if A is greater than B, then it would execute this part of the program where if this condition was true, it would show first number is greater. If the condition was false, it would show the second number is greater and end the program. Now let us see in Python how the if, elif and else statement are written. Let us see the syntax of if statement first. Now how the if statement is executed. Now if an expression and colon, then below that there is an indentation here. What do you mean by indentation? There is a space given below the statement where it indicates that the statements which are indented are a part of this expression. So if whatever the condition here, the colon and then this statement is executed. Okay. Now if this statement is true, after if it will go to statement 1, it will execute statement 2, and then it will move to regular statement 3 and 4. But if the expression is false, if this condition is not met, then it will not execute this part. It will directly come to the statement 3, 4 and end the program. If you see if else statement, it is similar, but what happens here is after the if expression is checked here, it goes to statement 1. If the condition is true, it will execute statement 1, statement 2, and from statement 2, it will directly come to this regular statement 5 and 6. It will not execute the else part. When this else part is executed, when this expression, this condition is false. Whenever this condition is false, it will come down to the else part. It will execute this part of the statement. Then it will come down to the regular statements 5 and 6. Let us understand the if, elif, else statement. What is the syntax of if, elif, else statement? If this condition is true, it will come down and execute these two statements. And after executing these two statements, it will directly go to the regular statement 7 and 8. It will not execute this part of the statement. Understand this. If this expression is true, then only it will execute this, and after executing this, it will directly go to the regular statement 7 and 8. If you see, these statements are in line with this if, correct? So this is considered outside these if expressions. Okay. Now, if this condition is false, this will go to the elif part where it will check this condition. And if this condition is true, then this statement will be executed and Python will directly come to regular statements 7 and 8. It will not execute this else part. When will this else part be executed? If this elif expression is false. If this expression is false, then only this statement will not be executed. It will go to the else part and execute this statement and come out to regular statements 7 and 8. Now let us see this with practical examples in Visual Studio Code. We will write a program to execute to check whether the number entered is positive or negative. If the number is greater than 0, it is positive. If the number is less than 0, it is negative. For that, what I'll do is I'll save the program first and I'll name it as positive.py. If we'll accept the number from the user, so we will use the input statement. We will use enter the number, please. And what we will do is we will store this in a variable A. Also, we will convert this input to integer, because we have learned before that whenever we take an input from the user, it is always stored as a string. So here what we will do is we will convert the string into an integer. So now we will check if A is greater than 0, colon, come down. See, it is indented automatically. what we will do is print the number entered is positive, and this will end the program. But before ending the program, let me show you something more. What I will write here is print, this is end of the program. Okay, now what will happen is this part which is indented below the if is considered as a part of this expression if condition. Okay, whatever we write indented after this if is considered as a part of the if statement. Let us run the program. So enter the number, please. Suppose I enter 20 and I press enter. The number entered is positive. It printed this statement and it came down and printed this statement also. That is print this is end of the program. Now, so let us modify this program to check whether the number is negative. Now, how the number is negative? If the number is greater than 0, then print the number is positive. Now, of course, if the number is not greater than 0, that means it is considered, else the number whatever entered is negative. So below else I will write print the number is negative, and then print the end of the statement. If I execute this, it is asking me enter number, please. If I enter 12, it says the number is positive. If I run again and I enter -30, it says the number is negative. Now, if you see in the both statements, this end of the program is executed. Why? Because this is out of this if and else statement. It is exactly in the line of if else. This print statement is exactly in the line of if and else. So it is not considered as a part of if and else. The statements which are indented to the if and else are considered as a part of if statement. Like this statement is a part of this if statement. This else is a part of this else statement. So whenever this condition is met, if a is greater than 0, it will execute this. If this condition is false, it will automatically go to the else part and execute this. Now, there is something that I love about Python is we can write this if else in one single statement. Okay, what I'll do is I'll comment this part. So Python will not execute these statements. How will I write this? I will store the output. Okay, I'll take a variable output and I will store the result in this. So what is the result? Output is equal to positive if a greater than 0, else I'll write negative. Okay, this is a single statement. What will happen is, let me clear the console and let me run the program. Okay, but I'll just add a colon just for looking better. And after this, I'll print the number is, and we will write this variable here, output. Okay, let us run the program. Now, if I enter 22, the number is positive. This is end of the program. Okay, now again, if I run and I put a negative number -23, it is say the number is negative. This is the end of the program. What we did is this entire 4 statements we wrote in this one single statement. So I just wanted to show you that we can write if and else in one single line also. Now let me comment out this. In this part where we had checked a condition, if a is greater than 0, then print the number is positive, else the number is negative. What if the user enters 0? So this condition will not be met, right? Let us enter 0 and see what happens. If I enter 0 here, what will happen? The number is negative. What is happening is, if a is greater than 0, see, when we are entering 0, is this condition satisfied? No. A is greater than 0. 0 is not greater than 0. So it will automatically come to else part. So this is an error in the statement, right? Though this program is executing, what we got is a logical error, not a syntax error. What is a syntax error? When we write the syntax, the grammar of the statement wrong. What is logical error? This is logical error, right? We have to check one more condition before comparing it to 0. Now, what is that condition? So what I'll do is, above this, I'll check if first, if a is equal to 0, it will print the number entered is 0. Okay. And if this condition is false, if a is not equal to 0, then only this program should execute. If it is greater than 0, then positive, else it is negative. How we do that? Here the nested if statement comes. Now again understand this. If a is equal to 0, now I have written double equal to. Single equal to is assignment operator. We assign 0 to a. Here we are not assigning 0 to a. We are comparing. Whenever you are comparing, we should write double equal to. If you write single equal to, this means we are storing 0 in a. Here we are comparing a to 0. That's why we are writing double equal to. Always remember, double equal to is a comparison operator. Single equal to is an assignment operator. So we'll check. If a is equal to 0, print the number entered is 0. Else, if this is not 0, then this should execute the remaining part. But to execute this remaining part, it should be, this whole thing should be a part of else, right? So what I'll do is I'll select everything and press a tab key. Understand what is happening here. In if this condition is true, it will execute here this statement. If this condition is false, it will go to the else part and execute the entire these statements, because all these are indented to this else. In this else, this if condition is there. If a is greater than 0, then it will print this statement, because this is indented to if. So this statement comes under this if, this statement comes under this else. This is how a nested if condition is written. Okay, so let us execute this program and see. Enter a number. Now if I enter 20, the number is positive. If I enter minus 20, the number is negative. And now if I enter 0, the number entered is 0, and it is directly come to this line, end of the program. See, okay, it has not executed this entire else part. So this is how a nested if condition is written. So let us move on and see some more fantastic examples on if. I'll create a new program, and in that what we will do is we will write a program to check the gender of a person and then the age of the person, and then decide whether he is eligible to marry or not. So let us clear the console. Okay, I'll save this file as eligibility.py. So for that we will need the gender of the person. So gen variable is equal to input, enter gender please. Then we will take the age of the person. Age is equal to, we'll take it as in an integer, input, enter age please. Okay. Now we have to check two conditions, right? If gender is equal, what we'll do is we will show the user that either enter M for male and F for female. Okay, so if gen is equal to M, right, double equal to is comparison operator. We are comparing gen variable with this M. So if this condition is true, then check the next condition, and that is if age is greater than, for male the age is 21 above, the legal age is 21 and above. So we will check if age is greater than 20. What we will do is print you can marry. Okay, now if this condition is false, okay, if male, and if this condition is false, it will come to the else part and print you are not eligible to marry. Now we will check the second condition. If gen is equal to F, if the user enters F double equal to F colon, we'll check the next condition, that is if age is greater than 17. The legal age for females getting married is 18 and above. So we will check this condition as if age is greater than 17. Then we will print you can marry, else we will print colon here, you are not eligible to marry. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll write a print statement at the end of the program. Okay, so let us execute this program and let's see what happens. We'll put M, age. If I put 15, it will say you are not eligible to marry, and end of the program. So what it has done is, it is M and this condition is not met, right? I have put 15, so age greater than 20, this condition is not met, so it has come to the else part of this statement, and this is the statement that is executed. Okay, let us see one more example. If I put F and if I put age as 26, you can marry, end of the program. So it has not executed this part. It has come to this condition where it has checked if gen is equal to f, then this is executed. Now there are different ways we can modify this program to make it easier and simpler. The first thing that we can do is rather than checking both the conditions, if this condition and this condition, what we'll do is we'll use the elif function. What will happen is it will check this condition only if this condition is false. Initially what was happening was, though this condition was true, it would again come down and check this condition also. In elif, what will happen is, if this condition is true, the program will directly come here. It will not check this elif, right? This is how we are optimizing our code. Okay. So with this elif, one iteration of this Python program of checking if this condition again is eliminated by using an elif statement. So again, let us run the program and see if this is executing properly. Okay. I'll put as M and I will put this time 34. You can marry. Again, if I run the program, I'll put F and I'll put 13. You're not eligible to marry. So this is executing properly. Let me clear the console. Again, this can be further optimized. In this case, this print statement, you are not eligible to marry, is coming twice, right? Now we can further optimize this program by using an AND word in this. Now what we'll do is we'll put both the conditions. If gender is equal to male and I'll bring this up, age is greater than 20, then only print you can marry. Correct? I'll remove this else statement and here I'll write elif gender is equal to female and if age is greater than 17, print you can marry. Now this else statement here, print you are not eligible to. If both the conditions are not satisfied, it will come to this else part and print you are not eligible to marry. Let us run the program, execute this. I put aim, then I put age as 12, you are not eligible to marry. Again, if I put M and 27, you can marry. I'll check one more condition. If it is female and 20, you can marry. So this is how we have optimized our code more easily using AND statement. Let us move on to the next program where we will see use a string and we will use the in word in if statement. Okay, so I'll save this as condition1.py. Okay, I can name anything. What we will do is we will input a string from the user, enter any statement. Okay, and what we will do is we will save it in a variable as state. Okay, so state is equal to input, enter any statement. And what we will do is we will write a program to check whether a particular word is appearing in this statement. Okay, so how we can do that is, if we will find that is word, if this is word is coming in state, okay, then we'll write print there is a is word appearing in the statement. Okay, now I want this is word to be written as highlighted like this, but you know we cannot have two consecutive double quotes in a print statement. So what we use is we use an escape character. We use this escape characters, right, like this. What this escape characters does is it helps us write special characters in a print statement. And what again we will do is, just for understanding, print this is end of the statement. Okay, and I'll clear the console here. I'll execute. Now enter the statement. If I'm entering hi, this is a demonstration for checking in, enter. So it says there is a is word appearing in the statement and this is the end of the program. Now if I execute this program and hi, okay, so directly this has ended because there is no is statement here. What I can do is I'll write else statement, right? Else print there is no is word in the above statement. Correct. Now if I clear the console and run this program, if I enter something which does not have is word, So there is no is word in the above statement. This is one of the examples how we can use in a string. There are various examples which we'll see once we move ahead. Let us see one more program to compare between two numbers which is greater. Okay, I'll save it. I'll say compare.py. So we'll need two numbers. So A is equal to input, enter first number please, and B is equal to input second number please. Sorry, this is B. What I have to check is if A is greater than B, print first number, and we'll write the number also, right? So there is a way of writing like this, correct? Is greater. We have seen this in previous example where we were learning print statement. So first number is greater, and then what we do is write format list of the variables. Then if this statement is false, we'll write print second number is greater, format B. Okay. Let us run the program. Let us clear the console. Let us run the program. Enter first number 12, second number 60. Second number 60 is greater. Okay. So what if I put two numbers which are equal? If I put 33 and 33, it is printing second number is greater, because what is happening is this condition is false, right? Because I put 33 and 33. Is 33 greater than 33? No, it is not greater. So it is not executing this part. It is going to the else part. It is not checking the other condition. So I'll have to put other condition. If here Elif, right? Elif B is greater than A, then only print the second number is greater, correct? Now if I run, if I put 12 and 33, it will put the second number is greater. I'll put both similar numbers here now, 33 and 33. It is not executing anything because we have not written any statement for comparison, right? So what we'll do is, if above this, first we'll check if A is equal to B, then print both numbers are equal. If they are not equal, then else we will have these two conditions, right? And then the program ends. Let us execute this now. Enter first number. Suppose it is 33 and 33. Both numbers are equal, and once this statement, this condition is satisfied, it directly comes out. It does not execute this else, but directly comes out and ends the program. Correct? If I enter 12 and 45, second number is greater, right? So 45 is greater. So what is happening? It is checking this condition first, correct? It is 12 and 45. So it will not execute it. It will go to the else part, and in this else part, it will only execute this part, because again this condition is not true, right? B is greater than A. So this condition is satisfying. So this statement will be executed. Let us take one more example. In that we will see if the number is even and odd. How to find a number is even and odd? If the number is completely divisible by 2, if the remainder is 0, that means the number is even or the number is odd. So we'll save it as even odd dot py. Okay. So again A is equal to input, enter a number please. Now we'll check if we have learned, when we were learning operators, we had learned how to find a remainder A mod 2, right? So this percentage is mod sign, right? This is a mathematical operator, mod sign. If A mod 2 is equal to 0, correct? If the remainder of this is 0, then print the number is even, else, simple, right? Print the number is odd. Let us clear the console and run this program. Enter the number. If I enter 6, it is given an error, and the error is very simple because this input is always considered as a string, so we will convert it into an integer. Okay, let me clear the console. Enter the number please. Suppose I enter 6. Now the number is even. I again execute the program and I put an odd number, and let us check. Yes, the number is odd. So this is how we can check whether the number is even and odd. Now one more example we will see where we will check whether the email address entered by the user is authentic or not. Now in this program we will just checking the email that the person has written is authentically correct or not, right? It has an @ operator and it has an dot, correct? So we'll just check that email address what the user has entered is correct or not. We're not going to authenticate it exactly. Let us write a new program. I'll save it as check email.py. We'll take an input, email is equal to, we'll take an input from the user, enter email address please. If what we have to check is, does it has an @ sign? Okay, this sign in the email. So if this @ in this email variable and dot in email, okay, if both these conditions are satisfied, then it will come down and execute print the email address entered is correct. Else, let us print invalid email address. Let us save this program. Let me clear the console. Let us execute this. Enter email address space. Suppose I put ABCD123, okay, and if I press enter, invalid email address. Okay, now if I execute this and if I write abcd@123.com, it says the email address entered is correct, right? Because we have an @ sign as well as dot. There is one more interesting program that I would like to show you, and that is checking whether the string is palindrome or not. Now what is a string palindrome? If the string and the reverse string is same, then it is called as palindrome. For example, the word madam, if you reverse this madam, it still remains madam. So this is a string palindrome. So we will check whether the entered string is palindrome or not. Let us write a new program. I'll save it as .py. Let us have a string variable. Let us have an input statement. Enter a string please. Now we will check the string and its reverse string. If you see my video where I had explained string data type, we had learnt slicing of strings. We will use the same concept of slicing string here. How? With the if condition. How? If this string is equal to, now we will slice this. The string, slicing has 3 parameters. One is the beginning of the string. Suppose if I write 0, that is beginning. Suppose there are 4 characters. So I'll write, suppose there are 4 characters, that means it starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3. And the third parameter is if you want it in a straight direction or in a reverse direction. Suppose you want it in a reverse direction, we write -1. So here what we'll do is, we will write here from the beginning till the end in the reverse order. So this is the reverse string. What we are doing is, we are comparing the original string with the reverse string. If this both are true, then we will write print the entered string is a palindrome. Else, print string is not palindrome. Okay, let us clear the console and execute this program. If I write any statement, suppose if I write this is demo, so the string is not palindrome. If I write madam word, the enter string is a palindrome. So let us understand this. We checked this string with the reverse of itself. And how did we reverse it? Using the slicing of the string, where we specify this as the beginning, this as the end, and this means each character in a reverse order. There you are. If, elif and else are very powerful statements. These are one of the most powerful tools in Python. We will be moving to more such powerful commands in Python, and those are loops. But before learning loops, we need to understand 3 more data types, and those are list, tuple, and range. I hope you are enjoying these videos. I hope you are learning, you are understanding what I am teaching you. So please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything, and press that like button if you're genuinely liking what I'm teaching you the way I'm teaching you. See you in the next video.